Good morning. My name is Karika Middelberg, and I'm an analyst at the Center for Risk Analysis. So today we will be discussing the latest statement by the Department of Transport, whereby it is putting out a request for information to the private sector on how to better manage and coordinate private-public partnerships between the Department of Transport and then Transnet, with specifically focusing on the rail freight division. So, this statement was released by the Department of Transport and the Minister of Transport, Barbara Creecy, on 23 March. So, this window of request for information will run from 24 March until 8 May, so for 8 weeks, whereby it is urging the private sector to submit um, re- information on how to better manage these private public partnerships. This is especially in light of the three corridors the department decided to open up to private public partnerships. So the three corridors are firstly the Northern Cape to Saldanha Bulk Minerals Corridor, secondly Limpopo and Mpumalanga to Richards Bay Bulk Minerals Corridor, and then the intermodal supply chain focused on the automotive sectors. So this means better connecting Gauteng to Durban and the Eastern Cape to Durban on to support the automotive industry and the transportation thereof. This is quite an important event or shift in government perspective towards public private partnerships. Previously, the government has been very closed and has set very robust conditions for these partnerships. However, this shift from government on actively asking for private sector feedback on how to better structure these partnerships is quite a good signal from government side, whereby it is realizing that it cannot continue to do this alone and that it needs private sector partnerships. And not only that, but has also realized that it also needs to make concessions attractive for the private sector to participate. Um, this must also be kept in mind in terms of Transnet Freight Rail's network statement released last year, whereby it also initially released a quite robust and unattractive statement to the private sector asking to participate. However, after extensive feedback from the private sector, it adjusted their network statement, which was finally released at the end of November, whereby the network statement was a lot more attractive. It was more attractive for private sector to participate, which also indicates to us that the government is listening and is open for participation from the private sector. This is a very important event in the history of transportation in South Africa, considering that railway networks and the ports have previously always been owned and operated by government. Therefore, as the Minister of Transportation, Barbara Creecy, rightly noted, that previously there has not been enough research done into private public partnerships, because in the history of South Africa, especially with regards to transportation, but also electricity generation, this has never been done. So she rightfully noted that the Department of Electricity has struggled in 2023 when it allowed independent power producers to operate in the country, because there is no legal framework for how private public partnerships on this large scale must operate. Therefore, it is quite an impressive and optimistic signal from government that it is really interested in getting these things right, especially asking from feedback outside of the government. This is also, apart from the signals government is sending, this is also important to remember in terms of Transnet's recent performance. So Transnet Freight Rail, has been lagging behind in its transportation goals for the past 10 years, as can be seen in its annual reports. Goods transported via the railway lines have been drastically declined over the past 10 to 15 years. So this makes South Africa less competitive economically. If we look at the statistics released by Prof. Jan Havenga, whereby he estimated that South Africa lost 365 billion rand in 2023 due to ports and railways not operating efficiently. This is the equivalent of 1 billion rand per day. Therefore, Transnet TFR's lagging output has quite a large economic repercussions. And especially if we look at South Africa's latest economic growth figures for 2024, whereby the country only achieved 0.7% growth. Therefore, if we take into account TFR's performance and the ports, they have quite a big role to play in increasing South Africa's economic growth and changing South Africa's economic growth trajectory. This is also another reason why this is also important is that historically Southern Africa has been quite dependent on Transnet's infrastructure regionally. So Transnet's railways and ports have been used to export minerals from Zambia, Zimbabwe, Botswana, and Namibia to the global markets. However, recently, countries like Namibia and Mozambique, with the Walvis Bay and Maputo port, have been increasing their output also with help from the private sector, which is taking away competition from South Africa. So, if Transnet continues to perform poorly, it also makes South Africa, it undermines South Africa's regional role and makes us less competitive regionally. Therefore, government cannot stall with these private public partnerships, and it is important to remember that it must be conducted as efficiently as possible and cannot be lagged with unnecessary bureaucratic and legal restraints. Um, Therefore, there is hope from the Department of Transport and the signals they have been sending, and which also says to us that they are aware of the seriousness of the situation and that government cannot continue to do these things alone. My name is Karika Middelberg, and thank you for listening.